46-year-old dude with bad lungs and a beer belly. If I can do it, you can do it. So you're considering to do your first ultra event, maybe on a gravel bike? I'll tell you all about how I did mine. It's about 6 weeks ago that I finished my first ultra gravel event ever. I've been collecting my thoughts, and in this video I just want to share what I've done, why I signed up, how I trained, how the day went, etc. Maybe for the people who don't know me, a short introduction. Hi, my name is Martin. I'm a Dutch guy, 46-year-old, and I'm a super average cyclist. Being a Dutchie, of course, I've been riding bikes since I can remember. I think I had my first bike when I was 3 or something. But at the age of 16, 17, I got more interested in fitness, bodybuilding, eventually in weightlifting, powerlifting, because, I don't know, maybe to impress the girls, maybe because I was kind of good at it. I don't know. In the end, I picked up cycling again when I was around 26, 27, so that's about 20 years ago now. My dad, when he was young, he actually raced bikes. In the Netherlands it was quite common that there were teams, every village had a cycling team, where guys just rode on their whatever bike they had, which for my dad meant it's just an old school Dutch bike with maybe not even gearing. So when I started cycling when I was about 26, and I'm talking about road cycling here, I just grabbed my dad's old road bike out of the garage and took it for a spin, absolutely having no clue. I vividly remember my first ever longer ride, doing 80 kilometers with just one bottle of water, no food, no money on me, and I bonked so bad. On the way back I couldn't even make it. I had to stop several times in the final few kilometers, and I just really limped home. Good old times. The first 10 years of my road cycling career, hobby, whatever you want to call it, it was nothing serious, right? I rode, I'm guessing, 2,000 kilometers per year max. I do remember that in 2013 I managed to finish La Marmotte, a very famous cyclist sportive in France, finishing up Alpe d'Huez, and I managed to do that without any knowledge, without any proper training or anything. I just rode my bike as often as I could over here in flat Netherlands, but I did finish it. I admit I will never grow up. Look at this. Yeah, have a look at Uranus. So the past 10 years my cycling has been up and down by the year. I've been struggling with asthma more and more as I get older. Actually, I only found out in 2016 I actually have asthma, and I haven't had it under control. So every year, especially in winter time, oh man, some years I didn't even touch the bike for 5, 6, 7 months because I just couldn't breathe. In 2017 or so, when I was about to sell my road bike and just call it quits, thinking I would never get on the bike again, I started to notice a guy on YouTube who had a channel about his Zwifting. I had never heard about Zwifting, but I thought, hey, maybe this is something to look into. I can at least ride indoors. Nobody has to see me. Nobody has to see me struggle. And maybe this is a way to find my love for cycling back and work on my fitness. So I got myself an indoor trainer. I got myself a Zwift subscription. And I started racing and Zwifting with the guys from WKG, the guys and girls. They have a winter competition each year where each week you have one race, and it was just so much fun. So that did bring my love for cycling back. Of course, with its ups and downs. I had my good periods, I had my bad periods, but all in all, if I look back from 2018 on to now, yeah, I did improve. I did improve a lot. You guys probably also remember that point in time where we all had to be indoors and stuff because there was something going around across the world when, well, that's when I started thinking about going into gravel. I mean, you have plenty of time to think of all sorts of things. And I thought, well, why not give graveling a try? So the past few years, since 2021, my outdoor riding is done on my gravel bike, and my trusted road bike has been on the trainer, and that's where I do my Zwifting on. Wow, there's a lot of unfriendly cyclists over here. This is the 10th guy I just said hello to, and he completely ignored me. What a cunt. Okay. Yeah, there we go again. I said hi. Bastards. Okay. Nothing. So at the end of 2022, I started to feel confident on the gravel bike and was looking for something that would excite me, something that would scare me, I could sink my teeth in. A big goal, you know, a big year goal for 2023. So I signed up for an event called Flatlands. It's an A to B event in the Netherlands that takes you on the gravel bike from the north of the Netherlands to, let's say, the middle part, and it's 300 plus kilometers. Alright. Oh, he said hi. So end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023, I was super excited, right? I had signed up for an event, an ultra, a gravel event, something that scared me, all fine. But then end of February, early March, I got sick. I had the flu. Maybe I even had it twice, or I didn't recover well enough in between. But from that point on in March, early March, it took me 6 months to get back on the bike. I'll show you guys what that looked like from a Strava screenshot. Here you can see a couple months of absolutely nothing, or just a couple rides. Oh, it took so long for me to, well, be able to breathe normally, not be tired all the time. So basically summertime, after summertime, that's when I started to feel good again. And that's also when the idea of doing an ultra distance crept back into my brain. Of course, my confidence was completely gone, but I still wanted to sign up. Morning. So when I saw an introduction or a, what's that? Oh, I have to take a left here. October 2023 is when I learned about the existence of Ploeg Taxandria, the ultra event. It was the second event I had ever seen in my area, the Netherlands, Belgium, besides Flatlands, that offered a ultra distance. In this case, for Taxandria, it was 320 kilometers or 200 miles. So when I saw that, I immediately jumped on it and signed up. Just the sheer distance struck fear into me. I had done 220 in one day before, but nothing like that. 320 kilometers, who does such a thing? Okay. So directly after I signed up for the event itself, I also signed up for Join Cycling again, a training app that I had used before, because I just knew I had to train my ass off to even have a chance of finishing an ultra. For those of you who don't know it, Join Cycling is a cycling training app. There are many others like it. What you basically do is you fill out your profile, your height, your weight, especially your goal, how much time per week you have available to train, what your current level is. You can then hook it up to things like Strava, for example, so you upload your data to the app, and it then presents you training sessions to reach your goal. I think if you watched my previous video, you recognize this bit. It's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Wild animals, wild whatever, buffalo, cow, things, wild horses over there, absolutely beautiful. So I started training early November, and the event itself was on the last day of June. So in those months I did 366 hours, over 8,400 kilometers of riding. During weekdays I would tend to get up at 5:30 in the morning and then do 2-hour workouts before work, on Zwift usually. And on the weekends I then try to do longer outdoor rides, which was this year quite tough to do because it had been raining, or has been raining, for 8 months straight. So some of the gravel rides turned into swimming lessons, but I did it through wind, rain, cold, what have you. I just kept going. I don't know why. I set my mind to finishing that ultra, so that's what I kept in the back of my head. And I think I only skipped a handful of workouts because I got a little bit sick early on in the year, but that's about it. So the training definitely wasn't easy, right? Although I took it as well as I could, but on average I had training weeks of 10 to 15 hours. So that was quite demanding, but I knew I had to do it, otherwise I wouldn't stand a chance. To try and prevent the training and all the riding become a little bit stale, I did do as many events as I could. So I, for example, did Veneto Gravel, a multi-day bikepacking event in Italy. I did Smuggler's Path, one of my favorite gravel events. And the week before, and that was kind of stupid, I did Le Fabuleux. And Le Fabuleux is also a weekend event, gravel event. And that Saturday, jeez, I think that was one of the hardest rides I had ever done before. It was raining, it felt like everything was uphill in the Ardennes in Belgium. Slipping, sliding, falling. But I had a great weekend nonetheless. But doing that the week before your main event of the year, in hindsight, maybe a little bit stupid, but I made it. I took the rest of the week off as much as I could. I did a couple of slow rides, but that was about it. The weekend of the event, I already arrived at the start-finish, the event site, on the Saturday afternoon. Because, oh shit, I have to go in here. Like I was saying, arrived on the Saturday afternoon, pitched my tent. The organization had food and drinks. I went to bed early and I just couldn't sleep. Just from, I don't know, being anxious to get started. But I also knew not sleeping or sleeping just a couple of hours, that's part of the deal. I think almost everybody has it. So I tried to relax as much in my tent. Did manage to catch some hours, but I woke up even before the alarm clock at about 2:15 at night, or in the morning if you will. And then at 4 o'clock, when it was still dark, the event started. And those first 2 hours, that was just magical. It was raining, drizzling, so that wasn't great. But I don't know, there was something about riding my gravel bike in the dark with my headlamp on, headlight on. I don't know what the right word is, but you know what I mean. I made a separate video about the event itself, so I'm not gonna tell you every minute what happened. I'll link the video above. The first half of the ultra, the first, what was it, 160, 170 kilometers, I actually felt kind of good, even though it was raining. Bits of the course were quite muddy, slippery, hard to get through. In the second half, especially around the 240 kilometer mark, 240 to 260, I struggled. I never thought about quitting, even though the route past my house, pretty much, it was 10-15 kilometers from my house, so I could just end the pain by riding directly to my house and take a warm bath, but I didn't. I did, however, do an extra stop. I needed it. Had a bit of a chat with myself and then went on my merry way, and I told myself, even if you have to stop every kilometer and take a rest or whatever, just keep going, dude. And that's what I did, and that's how I finished. So super proud of myself. And I gotta say to you, it's achievable. Like I said, I'm such an average cyclist, 46-year-old dude with bad lungs and a beer belly. If I can do it, you can do it. It's just a matter of training, hours on the bike. So the first 2 days after the ultra, I didn't touch my bike. The only things I did was stretch and just try to keep moving, but do a little bit of walking. And then on the third day, I did a 30-minute spin on the trainer just to try to loosen the legs. And in the days after, I was still on such a high. I actually did a Zwift race and some other stuff, thinking I could keep going at that same level, but I clearly couldn't. And I knew that, right? I mean, I think everybody has that after your big event, achieving it or whatever. There is this dip in your motivation. You just wanna I don't know, have some downtime maybe, or you need some downtime also physically as well as mentally. So that's what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. But I must admit I have been struggling. On the one hand, I know I need this downtime and just take it as it comes. Do whatever I want on the bike, a fun ride, a social ride, a rest day extra, whatever. On the other hand, that's what is it? The habit of training almost daily and pushing yourself. That voice of you have to get on the bike, mate. That's something that's still there. And now the last week I'm getting better at recognizing that voice and dealing with it. And everything's pointing in the right direction again. I love my bike again and I want to be on it. So that's definitely a good sign for the plans I have for the coming months and for next year. So last week I started up a training plan again. This time it is an FTP builder. I just want to get stronger towards the winter indoor season. Maybe do some more racing, you know. But my big goal for December is trying to do the Alpe du Zwift, Alpe d'Huez online basically. Try to do that in a time under an hour, which is a huge goal for me. At the moment that's completely unattainable, but I still have 5 months basically to get training for that. And then for next year I want to focus more on ultra events. The first one I'm aiming at is in May in Portugal. It's a multi-day bikepacking gravel event, and I want to do it as quickly as possible, so truly in ultra style. Sleep as little as possible, rest as little as possible. So gravel birds, and then I'm toying with the idea to also sign up for Utrecht Ultra. A friend of mine just did it. That's 1,000 kilometers and she did it in 5 days, which is just... There's this whole new world of ultra cycling that I wasn't really aware of, but that really has got me thinking, going, being excited about doing more of these super long distance events. And who knows, in a year's time, years or two, transcontinental, I don't know. A man's got a dream, right? I'm curious to learn what you think about ultra distance cycling. Is it something you would consider? Or is it a hell no for you? Oh, and tell me why, let me know. Some people are like, you're gonna do what? And some people are like, yeah, but what you're doing is kid stuff. They never tell me that. But I can clearly tell from some people just riding such long events. My hat off to you, good sir or madam. That's incredible to me. So let me know in the comments what you think of ultra cycling and what your plans are for the next months and maybe next year. I'd love to find out. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.